Welcome back. With us today from the Theater Guild is Mary Zolli, also Phil Duran. Welcome. Nice to have you here today.
Thank you.
And you got a few things coming up. But first, you're going to give a little recap of an event that you did with Laguna Hills High School, right?
Yes, the drama class came and did these Shakespeare scenes. But the whole thing about the night that impressed me was when we had dinner beforehand. And like at the tables, there'd be like 3 students and then 5 of us.
Oh, nice.
And it was just great to feel their energy. And when one guy said that the Rolling Stones were better than their current music, I was like, oh, there's hope, there's hope. So anyway, it was a great night.
All right. That's, I know we got a couple pictures we're going to show from that.
Great.
And is this something you do with them often, like a couple times a year?
We're trying to forge a partnership. We have given scholarships to students there, and we're going to do that again. And just see how us going to their shows, they're coming to our shows, and possibly being in our shows.
Right, because that way,
work.
if you need perhaps somebody younger to be in there, this is a good place to kind of cull from and get them. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, very
And they
nice.
were so gracious and sweet.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, they look like they were having a good time. So I think this is a wonderful partnership.
It is.
It's really nice. And when have you guys gone over there and been in any of their productions?
Oh yes,
There's
this junior in high school that wrote this full-length play, and I mean, they had all these changes of sets. Everything ran like clockwork. It was really impressive.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
There's
not,
a lot
were you
of
in that?
talent
Were you in
over
that
there.
production or
No, that was their production, their
Okay.
high school production.
Yeah, but that, you know, again, the partnership where if they need some older folks to be in their production.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, it really
We
is.
can go over there.
Yeah, it's a good trade out.
It is.
Very nice.
Yes.
And everyone helps everyone else.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that support.
Yeah, very nice. A lot of good talent in this area. Just really, whether it's here or the local high schools or Saddleback College,
Yes.
I mean, it's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. Now, you're having a meeting that's coming up on January Jubilee, but we're going to show a flyer from there. But you also wanted to talk about, this is sort of your membership time as well, am I right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's time for everybody to renew their membership, open to having new people come in to our next time. We actually aren't having a meeting in January.
Okay.
January Jubilee is to celebrate everything we've accomplished this year.
So it's just a fun get-together.
It's a dinner and a dance.
Very
We're going to
good.
have a DJ, do some little skits.
But if people want to go to that that are not current members, can they and become members, or it's just
they can
for
become
current?
members right
Okay.
now and then come
so
on
hurry.
January 27th.
Make that membership. We got it on the screen. And
Great.
as far as the application, can they go online to your website and
Yes.
download the app?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And it's, you know, it's really inexpensive, and you get along,
Exactly.
even if you're not an actor or you get involved with these type of productions at whatever level, right, Phil?
You can work behind the scenes, you can volunteer to do this, you can be
Yeah.
part of something that's organic and growing.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a lot of fun. And you know, there are a lot of people that I've talked to over the years that just stay behind the scenes for the most part and yet have a great time.
Yeah, because there's this camaraderie
is.
you develop when
Yeah.
you're backstage and you're all working towards this common goal.
Yeah.
It's really, really fun. And I just want anybody who wants to come to one of our meetings. Our February meeting is going to be very fun. We have this very dynamic woman coming whose play is about to go to Broadway. So we're getting her right before she leaves for that. She's a stand-up comedian. She's
Very
going
good.
to do improvisation with us.
Okay.
And she says that what if you could have a powerful, fun tool that would keep you in the present moment and draw upon creativity you never thought you had?
That'll be fun.
Hey, what could
Yes.
be better than that?
And one of the things we want to talk about too, and that's why Phil is here today.
Yes.
Tell us about this coming up, a play called Baby Boomers Blues. And you were telling me we got the flyer for the production,
Right.
but you were also telling me that it's based on the book you wrote. So let's go backwards
back in time and then move
and let's
forward.
talk about this
Okay.
book and you know, the involvement of you in this, how this came about, and your late wife, right?
Well, I was I was working in Hollywood for a number of years, and you know what happens in Hollywood is, you know, you don't get a gold watch when you retire. They just stop returning your phone calls.
Yeah.
So you know,
yeah, you've talked about that.
and
yeah.
you know, a lot of times, guys I worked with, peers of mine, people who had won awards, great writers and everything, just couldn't find work, and it just starts happening as you get into your 50s because. The truth of the matter is the people you deal with at the network and the studio are like 14 years old. I mean, they've been watching your name on TV for a dozen years. To you, you're like their parents.
Right.
And they don't want to talk to their parents.
Right.
They want to talk to somebody their own age. So as a result, there's always a turnover at that end. But that said, I think the insidious thing about show business is once you've worked on a production in any capacity whatsoever, it is the most fun you're ever going to have. And that, everything else pales in comparison to that. And that's why people go through hell and high water to be on a show, to be around a show, to be part of it.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling. Even if you hate everybody in the cast, you hate everybody you work with, it's still fun. I can't describe it.
Let me ask you something, and then we'll get to your play.
Yeah.
And you know, there's something that I've noticed over the trend 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
Right.
And this is not out of the ordinary. You know, when I was younger, you had the show Happy Days.
Right.
And of course, now a lot of the shows too that come in mind, the Goldbergs, which deal with the late 1980s, and written by Adam Goldberg, who lived that life.
Right.
And then the other one deals in the mid-90s, Fresh Off the Boat. That cast, which was a lot based on reality because the writer of that, I can't think of his name, but he's actually a great chef in New York. Wow. And but anyway, kind of that same thing is happening again. We are looking at things that took place 20, 30 years ago, just like in the late 70s, the show Happy Days was a prime example.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a growing discontent with everything that's happening at this point, and we're looking.
It always seems to be.
Yeah, to
no
go
matter
back to
what era it is.
The happy days when things were wonderful and easy.
Right.
But, you know, things were always good and always bad at the same time anyway. So it's our memories that, you know, give us this. But,
but I find that interesting.
It is.
Both of those
Quite
shows
so.
are great. I like them. Now let's talk about your good show coming up called Baby Boomers Blues.
Baby Boomer Blues. Well, the idea comes from the book that I wrote some years ago. But, when my career was tailing off, and I was not particularly thrilled about that. I was going through some kind of a midlife crisis myself, and my wife was a marble sculptor, and would go to Italy to carve these statues and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Get commissions and everything. Yeah. In fact, she has 12 of her monumental pieces are in a sculpture garden dedicated to her at UCI.
Wow,
On the campus of UCI.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, so having nothing else, so she's in Italy, I'm in Los Angeles, and we've been talking about what are we going to do and stuff like this. So she calls me up from Italy and she says, okay, I did it. I bought us a house. And I said, does it occur to you that I'm not working that much these days? How can we do two? She said, well, we'll just do it. Let's sell this house, the one we had in Brentwood. And I said, well, really? So anyway, so over a long period of time, the house that she bought was more literally a pile of rubble on top of a hill with no road leading up to it. So it'd be a perfect house for people who had mountain goats. But for everybody else, it was just hell.
Yeah.
So eventually we got a road put in. Over time, we rebuilt the house and got to expand it a little bit. And we lived there for 10 years.
Yep.
And when I was in Italy, and I didn't speak Italian very well. I got a little bit better at it the longer we were there. But every time I left the house, I would see something or hear something the Italians said that made me laugh. So I started jotting it down. And through it all, I said, finally I had like a pad of stuff about it. And I said, I think this is a book here. So I really just wrote about our life in Italy and how we dealt with the Italians, and that I had to keep telling myself, nobody asked me to come. Nobody said, Phil, what do we do here? Nobody cares. Right. Because we've been doing things this way for 2,000 years. That seems to work. And so I wrote the book. And,
I'll read it.
Yeah. And so please.
So how does the play relate to that?
The play is the period after we left Italy,
Okay.
came back
And came
to
back.
America, right?
Okay.
And what happened was we sold our house. We didn't have a house. We were homeless, so we're trying to figure out where to go. And my late wife wanted to spend some more time with her mom, so we decided, okay, well, let's come down to Laguna Woods. And she was going through a hip replacement, so it's a good time to do something nice. So we get down. So we get there, and we actually move in with my mother-in-law. Now this is you're a grown person, you've lived in houses, now you're living with your mom, So eventually I would look around and I would say, what am I doing here? Everybody is so old. This is like, and I couldn't believe I was here. And about a month after that, there was an article in the Globe that said, if you're a junior senior between 55 and 65, let's all meet at the Clubhouse 3. Well, I show up at Clubhouse 3, and there's 600 people there, and they're all like our age. And but the place is so big, we couldn't find each other. So out of this one action, Rock and Rollers was formed, the Baby Boomers.
Wow.
And all these clubs that do dances and do, kind of youngish kind of things.
Yeah.
So that, to me, that was the genesis of it.
And that's what this play is about?
Pretty much. It's a junior senior couple comes into the village, and the husband is particularly upset about getting older.
Okay.
He's in the same thing. He's not working anymore.
Yeah.
He used to be a big deal in the advertising community, a creative director, but then they ushered him out the door, and he's wondering what to do with the rest of his life. So the thing, I think what it is, and what really motivated me to write this play was, I think that our generation is poorly served in the media. Whenever we're on TV, it's always the most ridiculous things, and incontinence and memory loss and stuff like that, which is part of our life too.
Right.
But our lives are so much more. I mean, you go to the dances that Baby Boomer has, and there's people just dancing their butts off, and they're having great fun and stuff like that, like they were in high school.
Yeah.
And it's just really, really, it just makes you feel good.
So is this production at this point set as far as cast members?
Yes.
Or are you still looking for help on this, or
I
behind the
believe
scenes
so.
people? Okay.
You know how things change.
Right. But you're in rehearsals, I
Yes,
should
we're in
say.
rehearsal
Okay.
now.
So it's happening the first couple weeks of March, as you can see. Actually, the first week,
weekend,
the
yeah,
first,
first
second, and
weekend.
third. And it's going to be, of course, at the Performing Arts Center.
Right.
It's going to be just it sounds like a wonderful production.
It's going to be great. And,
Yeah. Tickets are available yet?
I think not just
Probably
yet.
next month,
Yeah.
I would say. Okay.
But I think the one thing about this play that I would tell people is it's about our lives here, and it's funny.
Yeah.
Because we are funny. We do funny things, and it's a lot of laughs. So,
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Right.
Well, folks, you can see all the fun they have with the Theater Guild. And again, if you want to become a member, now's the time.
Yes.
You can go online, just go to the club pages and find out there.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter if you act. It doesn't matter what. You'll get involved in some way.
That's
and
right.
That's the important thing,
That's
right?
it. Involve and evolve.
That's right.
There you go. Good to see you.
Okay.
Take
Thanks
care.
so much, Ken.
Phil, always good to see you and speak with you.
Thank you, Ken.
All right. Books available on Amazon, those type of
All
places?
Trunk of my car. They're
Trunk of his
everywhere.
car. He's out in front. Folks. He's got the trunk open. All right. Do you take Apple Pay?
I take anything.
All right. There we go. We'll be right back. I use Apple Pay all the time.